Hello guys, this is Tweets. I am going to show you how to set up your work drive and set up your files to start texturing DayZ clothing, make your own custom clothing. In this video we're going to just do the simple basics and get you started on retexturing clothing, jackets, pants, stuff like that. It's very simple, so once you get it down, you'll start being able to do a lot of cool things to your servers, and it'll be pretty interesting. So first thing you want to do is you want to install DayZ tools. I will have a link in the description below of where to find these. So you're going to want to launch your DayZ tools. I always play with DayZ tools here. Once that pops up, you're going to first want to extract game data. This will take a while, so you can minimize it and go do whatever you want to do, and then come back. At the bottom it'll say press enter to close, or press any key. You're dealing, it's done, closes, and you're all set. Once you have that done, you don't want to I already have mine mounted, so I'll just dismount it real quick. But anyway, once you extract it, you're going to hit mount P drive, hit yes on this, and now you'll have down here, you'll have Windows P, which will be your work drive, which will have all the DayZ files. Some of these files won't be in there. These are mods that I'm working on. In here, you're going to want to create a new folder and name it whatever you want, whatever you're texturing. Say you're just doing custom clothing, so I would call it custom clothing. And then inside that folder, you're going to open up that folder. Inside here, you're going to create another new folder. You're just going to call it data. And inside here is where you're going to stick all your textures that you just made. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to do that. So you go back to your P drive. In your P drive, you will see a DayZ folder. This is all of DayZ's stuff here. For clothing, you're going to want to go to characters. This has everything: backpacks, belts. You're not going to want to worry about bodies or data or proxies. So in here it just has, or zombies. In here has everything. So say you're going to do, let's say, a jacket, and go to tops. You go, these are all the 3D models. You're not going to need to mess with these. You're going to go to data, and you're going to search for whatever it is you want to texture. So say you want to do a jacket. I always usually go with, one of my favorite things to texture is either the M65 jacket or the tactical shirts. I like to texture those, but we'll do an M65 jacket. I always use the black one. It doesn't really matter. It depends on what colors you're going to go with. You can do any one of them. So you're going to look for the one that says, has the underscore of CO. These are for materials. As RV mats, they're all material files. You don't need to use these ones. So you're going to go with this one here that has the underscore CO. It's a PAA file. My suggestion is to install Gimp. And with Gimp, you can also add a plugin for PAA files, so you can open and export as PAA files. It makes it a lot easier and quicker. And I will have all that linked in the description below as well. So all you do is you would double click the item you want to texture. So I'm going to do this jacket. Once it pops up, so here's the texture layout of a jacket. So say you want to add a new camo to it. Well, I have everything. I go to Google and I search all the time for different type of textures or different type of camos, and then I save them on a backup drive for me. You can save them anywhere you want. But once you find those, you go find whatever you want. Say I wanted to use this texture. We'll just use this for example. So it's a digicam. This would actually be good for like a winter map. So you would grab it and you would overlay it over your current texture that DayZ has. You can scale the layer to make it fit closer. I always scale in inches because it takes quicker that way. And then you just bring it down so it's kind of closer to the size of the, because you don't want big textures. Sometimes you'll have to do multiple. So you just keep scaling it until you get it where you want it and how you want it. So if it overlaps a little bit, that's fine. If some of it's still showing, that's fine, because you can just line it up and then you can duplicate and then just fill it in so it's covering the whole thing. I'm gonna close these so you can see the next step a little better. They're not closed, they're just hidden. So what you don't want to do to the original DayZ texture is I always go to colors, desaturate, and I go to color to gray. This makes it really white. It doesn't matter what color you're doing, it'll still look good in the end. Then I'll bring these back, and then what you're going to do is you're going to click on each one, right click on each one, go to edit layer attributes, and then go to mode, normal, and I always go to multiply. And that overlaps it. So now you just start seeing the texture, all the pieces, and then you want to do the same to any other pieces that you have on there. And then, boom. Now say you wanted to add like lettering, or like say you make an admin jacket. You'd zoom in, whoops, not that far, to anywhere, say on the pocket. And then you would just type in like admin. Let's give it a cool font too, because you want it to be noticeable. You can also get a lot of cool fonts at like 1001 free fonts or something like that. But you're going to want it to stand out, so I'm going to go with a black. Make sure you highlight it though. Then go to change the color. You want it to be noticeable. Then you'll just resize it until it's looks good and that it would fit in the spot you'd want. So say you want it on the pocket. You would stick it right here on the pocket, and then that's it. And then you have, say, an admin jacket for a winter server. Now, if you have an overlap like this, zooming in pretty close, because it has both of these overlapping, which you'd want to change that. Zoom in really close, grab one of them, just drag it out a little bit until that overlap is gone. And then now you have no overlap. Everything will look nice. And then you want to, if you want to do anything else, you can start adding like custom logos or any type of patch that you'd want to add to it or icon. You'd get very creative with it. So once you get what you want though, and you get it done, you'll go up to File, you'll export this as, and then you'll start looking for your new folder in your P drive that you created, custom clothing. You go to your data, and then you would change this to whatever. I always keep the _co at the end, but I would call this admin _jacket. Just like that. And then you just hit enter because it's already a .paa. Thanks to Gimp and the plugin. Now exports it, and then there you go. And then you can just exit Gimp. You don't need to save anything. Now, since we just did an M65 jacket, you're going to want to go back now to characters and tops where all the P3D files are. Inside there will be a config file. You'll open that up. You're going to want to use NOTEPAD++ or Visual Studio Code. I'll put links in the description below for both of them, so you can just take a pick of what you want. I prefer Visual Studio Code. But then you're going to look around. When you open it, it'll come out like this. It'll look just like this. You can search M65. We'll bring up M65 jacket. You'll click on color base. This is the base class. You don't need that. You can move that now. But this is just the base class version. You don't really need that if you're just retouching. You go underneath it, go all the way down until you start seeing the different colors. So you would have black, khaki, tan. You could copy any of these. So you're going to want to copy from the bottom bracket here all the way up to the class. You're going to copy that. We're going to create a new file, paste it, go up to the line 1, hit enter, and then what you're going to do is go back to that one where the CPP that you just took that from, and you're going to go all the way to the top. And now from line 26 here, this little bracket under CFG vehicles, you're going to want all this here. You're going to go all the way up to the top. You're going to copy this and bring it to your new file here that you're working on. You're going to paste it. And now here's where you're going to start changing everything. You're going to add a bottom bracket on the bottom, just like this. That closes it in. And then you just start changing your class names. So we're calling this an admin jacket. Now you're going to want to create another class. So you're going to go to line 26 just after this bracket right here. You're going to hit enter. It brings it right above class. Type in class. You can hit space and then copy this M65 jacket color base. You're going to copy that, paste it right after that, and add the semicolon. And then you just start. You can get rid of these here. You don't need any of these. You just keep one of them for your class name that you just created. So you just copy, paste. Then right up here at top where DayZ character stops, you can just copy your admin jacket, paste it there as well. And then you just start. Now here's where you're going to start changing your texture path. So you're going to go find in your P drive your folder, custom clothing. Go to data. Here is your jacket you just textured. You're going to copy the path. So you're not going to go to the P. You're just going to go right to custom clothing. You don't need the P in this stuff. You don't need any of that. So you just copy custom clothing data. Copy that. And then right where data ends on here, you're going to start and highlight just this section. And then you're going to paste it. There are faster ways of doing it. You can just always just highlight one, and you can go like on Visual Studio Code, you can go edit, replace, and see how it already has DayZ characters tops already because you already have it selected. Just paste custom clothing data and then hit enter as many times as needed until it's all matching. Once you get that, sometimes you get, like me, I just screwed up. Just to make sure you don't have two datas. You want it to be exact. So sometimes after staring at code for a while, you'll start slipping up. It'll happen. It happens to all of us. So don't get discouraged when that happens. But once you got that part done, now you're gonna go grab your admin jacket. So you're gonna copy this. I always go to rename, and I just copy the name. And you're gonna paste it right here where M65 jacket black is. You're just gonna paste it, all three of them, until it looks like that. So now you've changed the path to the texture, you changed the class, and then you change those classes. You can also get creative. If you go back to the DayZ's config of where you got all this, so you want to go back to M65, you can get a little creative. We don't need to do too much, but say you want to do the cargo size, you would just copy items cargo size out of that line, go to yours. I always put it under scope 2, and then there you go. Say if you wanted your admins to have 1,000 slot jackets, because they're admin jackets, you can change that to 10, change that sits to a 100. Now it's 1,000 slot jacket. You can also go back and get heat is isolation. This here will make it so you can change the insulation of the jacket. So you don't need to, but if it's a really cold server, then good. You can just bring that 0 to a 1. That'll give it around the best insulation, really. And then you can just go back. If you wanted to give it a different name, you would copy the display name and then put it under scope 2 to yours. And you just change the name to it if you wanted to. Admin jacket. You can also do the same with description. Sometimes I go a little too fast, but if that's the case, you can just rewatch. And then now you can just change jacket. This jacket is, and my spelling is only for admins, or whatever you want to put there. And then make sure you keep it inside quotations. That's it. That's all configured. It's all coded now. So you would save this as, you would find your P drive, go to custom clothing, and you'll put it right in here just below data. You just call it config.cpp, hit save, boom, done. Now you have, now you have a custom jacket. Once that is done, you can close all of this. You would want to bring up MIKERO's tools. This is the best tools to do with DayZ. MIKERO. I will put a link in the description below for these tools as well. You are going to want to get DREP. You're going to want to get Eliteness, Extract PBO, Make PBO, PBO Project, and Raptify. Now what we're going to use to pack our PBO so we can get this jacket in game is you're going to use PBO Project. You can your mod folder output, that's wherever you want the PBO to go when it's done being packed. I always go on my desktop because I send a lot of files, so I keep everything on my desktop, but you guys can put it wherever you want. And to change that, you just find where you want. Say you want to go to pictures, select folder, and it'll go in pictures. But I always keep it on desktop. Now the source folder is what you're going to want from your P drive. So you're going to click source folder, go to your P drive, and just click on custom closing once, then hit select folder. And now it's going to call your new custom clothing folder. Once you have all that done, you hit crunch. You'll start hearing that. That is a good sign. That means everything packed correctly, and you can close it. You'll start, if you hear a different song, it means there are errors. There will be a log in there you can view, and it'll give a detailed list of what went wrong, and then you can fix it. So now that you got your PBO, custom clothing, it's all packed and ready to go. I always use either my test server or DayZ offline mode. So where I have it, you just go to DayZ, you right click DayZ, manage, browse local files, and then add-ons. First you're going to go to add-ons. You're going to put that new PBO inside add-ons, and then you're going to hit back, and then missions. It doesn't matter which map you go to. I go to Generis usually. Scroll down till you see DayZ Community Offline Mode. Double click it. I will have a link below also for the DayZ Community Offline Mode. And inside is a really good detailed instructions on how to set it up. It's actually very, very easy. So all that will be in the description below. Alright, now that we are in offline mode, if you haven't used offline mode, Y will open up your tools. You go to OB, that's your spawner. Always go down here to state and give it an extra 0, or else things will spawn in damaged. So what you're going to do now is go up to your search, and type in the class name that you made. So you're going to type in admin or whatever it is you called it, jacket. So there it is. Now you're going to click ground and spawn it in, and then boom, you got admin jacket right here. There's your jacket you just textured. It's got the name right there, admin, and it's all textured. It's the same way with pants. It's the same way with helmets. It's the same way with gloves, boots, armbands. Armbands might be a little different. They're a little different because they run with the flags, and that way you can craft a armband from a custom flag. I will show you how to do that in another video. But that's basically it. And you see it's 1,000 slots now too. So, and you can also see that you changed. My mouse wheel's a little busted, so it's hard to do. But the heat is isolation should be best, but right now my mouse wheel's a little busted, so we're not going to see that. Oh, there we go. It actually worked. So you just see best insulation now because you changed heat is isolation, and you gave it that extra 1. So this will actually keep you pretty warm on cold servers. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much how you retouch your stuff. Maybe in the next video, I will show you how to do the armbands and the flags. And then we'll go further. Eventually get into showing you how to do custom guns, either retouch or the vanilla guns. I'll even show you how to rechamber them in different ammo. To the more complicated stuff, I'll start doing tutorials on modding, like real modding, how taking a model and making new guns or new clothing items, new lockers, containers. I'll show you how to do all that stuff in the future. But the next one we'll do armbands and flags, and maybe even how to make your own custom load screen as well. So it's not too hard. Once you get the hang of it, you'll start breezing through things. So don't get discouraged if you start getting messed up things. If things don't work out the first time, keep trying. Eventually you're gonna get it, and I just tell you from experience, when you finally get it right, you get in game. You get your items spawned in. Everything looks great. It works great. It is a very, very rewarding feeling. So just keep going. Don't give up. Don't get discouraged. So, and if you need to reach out, reach out. There's places. There's modders Discords. I have a Discord as well. I will link it below in the description. You can join there, and don't be afraid to ask questions. My community is very friendly, and I will answer as many questions as I can. So don't be afraid to reach out. Everyone needs help. We all started somewhere. So with that being said, I look forward to taking you on a journey, helping you learn a new trade or learn how to do some cool things, make some cool things, and have fun doing it. So until then, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.